Today we are going to learn about pitot tube. Pitot tube is basically a fluid velocity measuring instrument that can also be used for flow measurements of uh, liquids and gases. It consists of two hollow tubes that can that can measure pressure at different places within the pipe. This hollow tube can be mounted separately in a pipe or installing together in one casing as a single device. One tube measures the stagnation. We will look after that. Or impact pressure, and another tube measures the static pressure. And for static pressure we use piezometer, and stagnation pressure we use pitot tube. Now its working principle is very simple. It is based on the principle that if the velocity of flow at any point velocity of flow at any point becomes zero becomes zero becomes zero, their pressure is increased due to conversion of kinetic energy into the pressure energy or into the pressure energy. So when a solid body is kept centrally and stationary in a pipeline with flowing fluid, the uh, fluid starts reducing. At the same time, pressure fluid increases due to the conversion of kinetic energy into pressure energy. At directly in front of the solid body, the velocity becomes zero. This point is known as stagnation point. So B3 is the stagnation point where velocity is zero, and we know piezometer gives the head of static pressure. So from and pitot tube gives the stagnation pressure. Stagnation pressure is equal to dynamic pressure plus static pressure. That is our static pressure, and that is our dynamic pressure. So from that we can write this point is 1, this we can say this point is 2. We can write Bernoulli's equation P1 by gamma plus B1 square by over 2g plus Z1 is equal to P2 by gamma plus B2 whole square by 2g plus Z2. So but according to Bernoulli's equation we can write so considering there is no elevation head, so Z1 is equal to Z2, so this term would be negligible, and here B2 becomes 0 due to stagnation pressure. Okay, so we can negligible that. So the equation simplifies that P2 by gamma. So we can write here more simplified is equal to b1 is equal to root over b1 is equal to root over 2g p2 by gamma minus p1 by gamma. Now this equation gives the ideal velocity of flow where the pitot tube is located. In actually, directional velocity fluctuations due to turbulence increase pitot tube readings. For fluctuations, there create some turbulence, so pitot tube reading is increased. So that we must multiply a factor for correct data. So we can here see is in our in factor where it varies 0.98 to 0.995. So we can write 2 by gamma minus p1 by gamma. That's our discharge equation, and we know velocity head. That's our velocity equation, and we know q is equal to ba. So after that we can multiply the area, we can find the discharge also. And now pitot tube applications. The pitot tube is used very in utility streams where high accuracy is not necessary. It is used in the air duct and pipe system. It is used in aircraft to measure airflow velocity. They are used mapping flow profile in channel or duct. So we know advantage and disadvantage of the most common feature of anything. So we can see the advantage as of pitot tube: economical to install. It is economical, do not contain moving parts, so there is no moving parts, all this part is static. So it's also named as pitot static tube. And easy to install due to its small size. It can introduce fluid flow without shutting down the flow. Loss of pressure is very small, can be easily installed in extreme environment, high temperature and pressure conditions. And there is disadvantage too: low sensitivity and poor accuracy. Accuracy is not high. It requires high velocity of flow. Velocity of flow must be high. uh, Not suitable for dirty or sticky fluid like sewage disposal. Sensitivity distributed by flow direction. Pitot tubes have found limited applications in industries. We don't use it in industrial applications. There is no standardization for pitot tubes. Change in velocity profile may cause significant errors. We know the velocity gradient, so there are some error for velocity changes. So that's our disadvantage. So that's it, pitot tube. It's very simple and easy. So thank you everyone.